In today's episode, you decide which new Ford brochure series we do next. Hello and welcome to Quartzlight, your car brochure channel, where we look at car brochures from around the world for the 60s, 70s, 80s and 90s, and quite often we go beyond those dates as well. So if you're interested in cars, car brochures, looking back on those cars that really bring back those memories, please do consider subscribing. We've got a great community now. You'll be joining a great group of car enthusiasts, some fantastic knowledgeable comments, and it's a very friendly community as well, so please do consider subscribing. Like I say, it's completely free, but it'll keep you in touch with the channel. Anyway, what we're going to do today, well, on Quartzlight, I won't say since day one, but the majority of the time on air, we've always looked at Fords on a Friday. Very popular. I don't think we should change that because it's a very popular segment. But today I can't really decide what to do next. I know a few regulars have said we should start the old-fashioned proper Ford brochures from the 70s and 80s, where you get a Fiesta, Escort, go up the range. We'll choose each model and go up the range for a particular year and month. A lot of people do like those series, so an old-fashioned UK Ford brochure. Like I say, I can't decide what to do today. I think because I've got jobs on my mind as well. I've got to do some snow blowing. Snow has finally arrived, although it's about -20 today here. And I think tomorrow night it goes down to -28, which is crazy cold for this time of year. That's more like January, February sort of temperatures. So I can't decide what I want to do, maybe because I've got that on my mind. And then next week it goes up to +5, which is weird for Canada. So I want to move a bit of snow before it goes all melty, icy mess. Maybe that's why I can't decide. I don't know. But I like to do what you want me to do. So I'm going to give you a choice of 4 different car brochures from the UK showing the full range. You pick which one you like. We'll do that one next week and do a proper series of Ford range brochure like we've done in the past, but we've not done for ages and ages now. I'll probably even set something up in the community side of things where we'll have a little voting system. But anyway, I'll also include, if you don't vote, I'll also include what you write in the comments as well. But let's flip the camera around, have a look at our choices. So I hope you don't mind me doing this rather than actually giving a traditional car brochure review today. Although it will still be interesting because I'm going to pick some little key points out in these brochures and we'll see what we've got in, and then we can actually decide what we want to do. So I've grabbed a handful of brochures. We've never done anything of any content in any of these brochures. These are all full range UK car brochures, although a little bit of a note to that, we may have done the year before and there's maybe some similar content, but like I said, I've never opened any of these brochures up and actually turned the camera on them. Now, if you notice, I picked lots of 1985, but they are different months, so they aren't the same ones. So we've got March 1985, and then over here we've got April, May 1985, and over here May, June 85. And rather weirdly, it looks like I'm not giving you much choice, but actually in the brochure itself, they're actually quite varied in this particular year. Very strange selection. So, for example, in March 1985, we're showing a Ford Fiesta, and it's a special edition dash, not shown in the other 2 brochures. So if I open that one up, it's highlighting a special edition, the new Ford Fiesta Dash. Park it in your wardrobe. Bit of a strange thing to say. The new Fiesta Dash to be won in a free-to-enter competition. See your Ford dealer and Dash stockist for details. Or you can win one. There's 2 on offer. It might be a bit late now though, so that'd be a nice little highlight. And then over here, it's showing your contents page. So we've got Fiesta, Escort, Orion, Sierra, Capri and Granada in this brochure. So the normal range for that time. So that's certainly one option. And then if we move over to April, May 1985, we can see we've got an Escort on the front cover. And again, it's a special edition. It's the Laser 2. So that's strange. We're really throwing special editions out at this time. So if I open this one up, an interesting year for Ford, wasn't it? We can see it starting to talk about the Escort Laser 2. So another unusual special edition. And of course, we've got the same range of cars: Fiesta, Escort, Orion, Sierra, Capri and Granada, in a sort of traditional format. And then this is a particularly weird one. First of all, we do have a dealer stamp on this one. Holland Motors Limited in Merseyside, your local Ford dealer. This is May, June 1985. It shows a Granada on the front cover. Ford cares about quality, it tells us. Now, this is a weird format, I always think. So when we open this one up, it's not showing a special edition of any time, but it's telling us featured article this month, the 1985 Ford Granada, a new dimension in luxury motoring. So we've got a lovely big image of a Granada gear. And it sort of goes into the details about the 1985 Ford Granada, a new dimension in luxury motoring. But although it's not showing a special edition this time, I think it's a very weird setup. I don't think I've ever seen, I don't know if they've ever done another one, I might be wrong, but I've never seen Ford doing a lineup where they start off with Granada and then do Capri, Sierra, Orion, Escort, Fiesta. They always usually do the lowest model first, Fords. You look at Vauxhall and yeah, they do often do it in this order. But I've never seen a Ford brochure where they actually start with the Granada. Maybe because they're showcasing the Granada, they decided, well, we're going to talk about the Granada first, so why not continue in the wrong order? But very weird. Obviously, the content of these three brochures is going to be very, very similar. We'll look at each model in the range. For example, all the different models from the base model Sierra all the way up to the top models, like we normally do it in a series. So the actual content, a lot of them, these three will be the same. So it wouldn't be worth me doing all this year's brochures, because it would obviously be lots of duplicate information. So that's one point. And I guess the other way of doing it would be to do this brochure, but also do like a Saturday special where we look at the special editions from the other brochures. I don't know. You tell me what we should do. Now, the other option is to do something drastically different and go all the way back to March 1977 for the Ford car range. This particular brochure has got the Bristol Street Motors dealer stamp on there in Birmingham. And like I said, none of these brochures we've actually touched for the channel at all. You may get some similarities to previous brochures, but this particular brochure we've never seen, showing the Ford Escort Estates on this brochure. Look at all the stuff you can get into a Ford Escort Estate. Ford Escort Estates, the family car for growing families. Nice. The key thing with Escort Estates has always been that huge rear side windows, because it is just a three-door estate, bizarrely, but certainly a very memorable car from the 70s. So yeah, in this particular brochure, it's actually showing a picture of the Fiesta, but I guess the Fiesta is too new and missed this episode, so you won't get information on the new baby from Ford. So the range actually starts with the Ford Escort range, looking at very, very basic Ford Escort Populars. So this will go from the Ford Escort Popular and Popular Plus up to the Escort Gears and then the Estates. And then we'll get a Cortina introduction and a base model Cortina and the Cortina L, all the way up to Cortina S and Cortina Gear, and then of course the Cortina Estates. We'll have a look at the Capris, the base model Capri 1300 and the Capri L, all the way up to the Capri S and Capri Gear. and then the Ford Granadas. So your base model Ford Granada Saloon, and then the Granada L, Granada GL, Granada S, and Granada Estates, and Granada Gear Saloon and Coupe. Ooh, so that might be an interesting one. And then if you want a later time, we can come back to the 1985 brochures and those special editions. But, you know, I'm happy to do what you tell me to do. So whoever shouts out the most for whichever brochure is the one we'll pick, I will try and set up. I think I can set up a little bit of a which brochure next voting chart, which I will do. It may already be on there. I don't know if I'm going to do it at the time. I'll probably do it on the day that this brochure is going to come out, and then you can pick for a week, and then we'll do that brochure. I think that makes sense. But yeah, you pick what you want to do. And also what I think I will do, we can use the 1989 Which Guide. Now, it's not going to be any good if we pick this 70s brochure, but certainly there are stuff about the 1985 Fords as a used buy. It'll tell you sort of reliability, what the testers in which thought about the cars in the 1985 brochure. So for example, we'll do Fiesta, and then we'll look in the Which Guide and see what it tells you about the Fiestas in 1985. A little bit of a extra dimension to the brochure. Obviously the 70s Fords, there's not really going to be anything in there about them because they are a little bit on the old side, I would imagine. I don't think the well, maybe there is something about it, but I don't think there is a lot about the 70s brochures. Anyway, I'm wittering a bit. Let me know what brochure you want to do, and we'll go from there. So there you go. That's great for you Ford fans. And I know there's a lot of people that do like the Ford Friday, so I can't change that because it's a popular feature. But come on, guys. I know we do other cars on the channel. Really, that's just one day a week. We tend to do episodes on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So most of the content is not Fords. Let's get that straight. And yes, I will start doing more Vauxhalls to try and balance it up next year. So I do hear you on that one. But like I say, it's not a Ford channel. I'm not biased on Fords. I wouldn't even say I'm a Ford fan, but I do like looking back on Fords because they were literally everywhere in the 70s and 80s. So we do need a feature on, and I do know there's lots of fans. So I don't think that's going to change, guys. But like I say, I will do more Vauxhall stuff in the new year. But thank you so much for watching today. Let me know what you want to do. We'll see you again very soon. Please do take care. And if you do want a brochure review episode, then I'll add a couple of boxes here if you do want to continue watching and maybe these episodes you've not seen. So click on them, and that'll give you an idea what our brochure episodes are like. But ultimately, you know, if you've not already subscribed, please do, because it keeps you in touch with the channel. But we have over 800 episodes, so if you go to Quarterlet, I can guarantee there's an episode you've not seen yet, so go searching for those, even the regulars. I'm sure you've not seen every episode, but thank you so much for watching today. Please do take care. We'll see you again very soon. All the best, and goodbye.